If you are being called and led to do something and to fulfill something in life, I want to remind you to arise from the whisper and not wait for the shout. Arise from that soft, still, sure sound voice that's telling you, hey, go this way, do this. You're being led here. Do you notice this pattern? Lean more towards this direction versus the shout. And I call it the shout because I feel like God and like the divine Holy Spirit is a gentle energy. And that energy is usually like, hey, you might want to try this, or hey, you're pretty good at this, or hey, I'd like for you to kind of take that opportunity, maybe apply, maybe audition. Hey, speak up a little bit more. That's like the gentle nudging and the gentle whisper. But we don't oftentimes listen to that gentle nudge and the gentle whisper. We ignore it. We immediately identify with imposter syndrome. We think that we're not good enough. We believe that we're supposed to have a certain thing and look a certain way and be a certain way. And all the isms and stuff that comes with being in a society that glorifies performance over purpose and alignment. But the thing with that is you're constantly in this race of trying to play catch up when you don't have to play catch up if you know that it's always your turn. You don't have to perform. You don't have to wait for this amazing moment. You don't have to second guess yourself when you know that you're always up next. You're always up next. And it's just a matter of making a decision. It's literally a matter of making a decision and saying, all right, this is where I want to go. And this is where I feel like I'm being led. And then begin to go there. Now, of course, it sounds easier said than done, but have we just trained our minds and our attitudes? Have we just adopted to norms that have said, it's easier said than done, because we don't really resonate with just the doing? It always feels like it needs to be this grandiose performance, this thing that needs to come out of the box, and glitter needs to be everywhere, and there needs to be a major announcement, when really we just want to start moving with the whispers that life is giving us versus the shout. And I call it the shout because, I remember listening to a podcast episode of another speaker. I can't remember her name Cathy Heller. And Cathy Heller was speaking about how there are certain people, when they get to the end of their life, the greatest regret that they've had is not taking the chance that they should have taken. And so they're sitting with regret and they're feeling like, man, I really should have done this, or I really should have done that. And I feel like that's the shout now. That's like the, come on, do something, get it done. You are here to create. You are here to fulfill something. God is a multiplier. God is a multiplier, a powerful multiplier. And so when you know that we are here to create and express and embody our full selves, it's always your turn the minute you decide that it's your turn. And you don't want the whispers to have to turn into a shout, where people say like, it's when I got sick, or it's when, so-and-so passed away. It's when I lost my job that something said, like, let me go for it. And I truly believe that something was already there leading them. But sometimes in order for there to be a full surrender, you'll have some things stripped away from you, or things having to be revealed, where you're literally standing there in the nakedness of life, having to choose yourself, your dream, your purpose, your space of alignment. And so again, let's not sit when we hear the whisper and ignore the whisper and the gentle nudge of go after more, do more. Are you in your purpose? Do you feel happy with your life? Is there something that you want to pursue? Is there another seed that you want to plant? What's the structure like in your family dynamic? Are you creating the family that you desire? Do you have the friendships that enrich you and pour into you? I mean, it's a huge spectrum of questions that you can ask yourself and audit for yourself. But the purpose of this video is to remind you that you don't have to wait for the screaming and the shouting, or for life to strip you of everything before you surrender to who you are meant to be and what you're meant to give and contribute to this world. I need you just as much as you perhaps might need this video. The world needs you. And we're all connected. And we're all here to serve our purpose. And so when you continue to delay your purpose or to delay your calling or to delay your gift, it's almost like you're not serving the people that are waiting to hear specifically from you. Like there are a lot of people who speak and who motivate and inspire, but then there are people that you resonate with. There are a lot of people that are in the field of fashion, but then there are specific people that you resonate with. There's music, millions and millions of songs throughout the world, but then there are certain songs that you resonate with. So what does that say? Had that person not created or leaned into their gift, you may not have experienced it. You may not have heard it. You may not have benefited from it. You may not have been encouraged by it. So let's awaken from the whisper and not from the shout. Let's awaken from the nudge and the gentle calling of come here, come this way, do this thing, try this thing, versus, all right, you didn't listen the first time, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth time. And so now some things are just going to have to turn upside down in order for us to get your attention and say, pivot and move now, go now, go now, do it now, do it now, do it now. Awaken from the whisper versus the shout. Lean into what you're intuitively being called to do. And maybe you don't know what that is right now. And if you don't know what that is okay too, because it leaves a genuine space of like fertile ground for you to begin to ask those questions. What am I being called to? Who am I being called to work with? And who am I being called to be in this moment? What attracts my attention? What truly inspires and encourages me? What do I genuinely desire if I didn't feel like I had to answer to people and to family and to friends, and I didn't care about judgment and what people would say? What would I do today? How would I move right now in this moment? Ask those questions, because then it begins to stir something up on the inside of you. I've had to do that. I've had to do my own self-evaluations. I didn't just prop a camera one day and say, you know what? I think I'm going to talk. I think I'm going to start talking. It just doesn't work that way. There are levels to it. And so as a creative, there are other places and things that I want to do and how I want to create. But I was led to speaking and led to encouraging and led to creating videos. And I don't know what's going to happen a couple of months from now. But I know that I'm going to follow the whisper and not wait for the shout. So I'm going to charge you with the same thing. Follow the whisper. Tap into yourself. Do that audit. And be okay with sitting down with yourself. If spring is about birthing and you want your best summer and the best year possible, it's a now type of job. It's a now type of job. So get quiet with yourself, get in tune with yourself, and begin to trust your own voice. The world is waiting for you. Arise from the whisper, not from the shout. Thank you for tuning in. I am Debbie DeBatty. If you want to check out some of my resources and the link to my podcast, it is below in the description. I'll see you next time. Bye.